This is my final entry for the first annual Chicken Grease Garage Classic Contest, and this is a 70.5 Camaro Z28 by AMT. I finally got her done. A lot of work. Came out pretty decent, I thought. I did use the kit decals. That was a job. They were cracking and carrying on. I was almost at the point of tearing them off and going with just trying to paint, but I stuck with it and managed to use them, which kind of gives it a little more realistic look, I think. It's since the real car had decals on it, and they have sort of a little texture to them. As far as things I did to the model, let's start with the bottom. I did brake lines. I did, because I wanted to put the 50 tires on the back, the 50 series, which was a common 70s upgrade. I had to build shackles, which was a common way of doing it. Chrome exhaust tips. Weathered the bottom a little bit, give it a little bit of a weathering. Used a lot of metallizers and stuff on the pipes and things like that and whatnot. Chromed or foiled the trim on the bottom, like on the real thing. I used original kit front tires, front rims, and I found some rims for the back that fit, and the tires are also Firestones, just like the front. Did the lenses, the orange and red lenses, the Z28 emblem that came in the kit. It's pretty much box stock plus, I would call it, I guess. You know, I did a little bit of upgrading. I didn't open the trunk or doors, but I did do a wash along the panel lines to kind of bring out the doors and trunk and stuff like that. As far as the engine, I did do a few extras. I wired the battery, scratch built a distributor and wired it. It's kind of hard to see because the wires are a dark gray, but they're in there, and they kind of go back behind the valve covers and in. Maybe I can show that better on my slideshow. Engine orange, and then I painted the valve covers with the body color just to bring them, just something to bring out a little detail. I made a little placard for the radiator for the coolant warning. I painted the wires on the back of the firewall and all those details. I did the anodizing on the booster master cylinder. Typical stuff, but it's pretty well stock. It's a stock engine. Detailed the windshield wipers. Did a lot of work to get this hood to fit. It just didn't want to fit very well, so I had to do a little bit of work to get that to happen. Bare metal foil around all the trim, of course. I dry brushed the Camaro emblem on the back there. It's kind of light, but it was the best I could do, and to get the decals to snug around all that. Also getting the decals to snug around the vent and all that. The decals were a job. The interior I can't really show good with this camera. I'll try, but wood grain dash. Detailed out all the radio buttons, trim, chrome, chrome the door handles and side window knobs and stuff like that. Cleared the lights and all that stuff. I futured the glass, blackwashed the grill. Did the emblem here, the Z28. I've got a few dings and things on here, which will be fixed before I do my slideshow. I had a lot of trouble putting this together for the final assembly. You know, gluing everything together and getting it all put together. Between the radiator, the firewall, the inner tub, the chassis, exhaust. Man, it was a job putting this together because this body has such a curve to it. It curves in so much, and there's no way to put it in. It's got to go pretty much straight in, slightly forward, and then you slide it back a little bit to lock in the back of it. Man, I had to spread this body so much. Stuff was popping and cracking. Radiator hoses were popping off. One of my tire suspensions popped loose. The back window fell in. And you know, I've got glue and I'm trying to get it together and I'm panicking, and it was something else putting this thing together. There's got to be an easier way, but there really wasn't any other way to do it, to be honest. But I got her together, and then I spent a good part of a day going back and just gluing things, touching up. The frame and body didn't mount together very well. One of the tires was sitting way off the surface, so I had to go back and epoxy the chassis in and clamp it, and I also had to epoxy where the inner tub meets the side of the front body, because that didn't fit right. So I had to go in there and epoxy that and clamp all that, clamp the chassis, clamp a bunch of areas on it, and let it sit overnight, and everything held together real nice. But boy, it sure seemed like it was under a lot of strain trying to get this thing nice and straight and glued and fitting. I'm afraid one day I'm just going to be sitting there and it's on the shelf and it's just going to go boom and just blow into a million pieces. But I got it. I got her done. I was really panicking and worried for a while there. And I've gone back and done a lot of touch-up. There's a couple little spots I see now that I'm going to do before I do my slideshow. But just from the fact I had to clamp and handle it quite a bit, and then re-glue the back glass, and I had a small crack in the back corner. I had to re-glue it, chip some of the paint. I had to touch that up, so it took a little while. That's why I'm a few days behind of what I thought I would be as far as uploading. But everything went together. Everything's together now. It's all done. Not a whole lot else to mention that I can think of that I did. You know, I wood grain the dash and all that, and I'll show that in my slideshow, I guess. As far as the interior, it's pretty much black, but it's a combination of several different blacks and a little bit of gray, some flat, some satin, some more glossy. It tried to get it as like the real car, not a super exciting interior. You know, mostly pretty much black on most everything, just different shades. So trying to stick with the real thing, and that's about it. And I guess I'll go on to the slideshow, but first I want to thank the judges. We've done our job now. Looks like the judges have a pretty good job ahead of them. Fast Jimmy 71, Big Stand to Moo, R.I.P. Gabby 08, Ralph 00611. You guys got a job ahead of you. I've seen some just fantastic builds, highly detailed already, and who knows what's in store after I upload my video. So I just want to thank the judges. I had a good time building this. You know, winning a position is not really a big deal to me. It's just being able to participate and learn and just enjoy the hobby, and you know, these contests help me because it spurs me to get it done, you know. So again, I just want to thank everybody, and here's comes a slideshow. Thanks for watching.